With the tension between Sefu and Omar resolved, Sefu and Zuri's relationship blossomed. They moved forward with their plans, focusing on building a life together. The experience had brought them closer, strengthening their bond and deepening their love for each other. Sefu's job continued to go well, and he received several promotions, which allowed him to provide a comfortable life for himself and Zuri. They decided to buy a house together, choosing a charming home in a quiet neighborhood. It was a significant step for both of them, symbolizing their commitment to each other and their future. Zuri, who had always been supportive of Sefu's career, also pursued her own professional goals. She enrolled in a business course, eager to gain the skills and knowledge needed to start her own venture. Sefu encouraged her every step of the way, proud of her determination and ambition. As they settled into their new home, Sefu and Zuri took the time to decorate and personalize their space. They chose colors, furniture, and decorations that reflected their tastes and personalities. The process brought them closer, as they shared their dreams and visions for their future. One of the rooms they dedicated to a small home office, where Zuri could work on her business plans and Sefu could manage his work from home when needed. They also created a cozy reading nook, filled with books and comfortable seating, where they could relax and unwind together. Their weekends were filled with laughter and adventure. They explored the city, trying new restaurants, visiting museums, and attending cultural events. They also enjoyed spending time with their friends, hosting dinners and gatherings at their new home. Sefu and Zuri's social circle grew, and they built a strong network of supportive and like-minded individuals. Sefu's relationship with his mother also improved. He continued to visit Omar regularly, bringing Zuri along on some of the trips. Omar welcomed them with open arms, grateful for the chance to rebuild her relationship with her son and get to know Zuri better. They spent time together, sharing stories and laughter, and Omar began to see Zuri as part of the family. Omar's business in Kaluma also flourished. She expanded her operations, hiring a few villagers to help with the workload. This not only improved her income but also provided employment opportunities for others in the village. Omar became a respected and admired figure in Kaluma, known for her resilience and generosity. As the months passed, Sefu and Zuri began to talk about starting a family. They dreamed of having children and raising them in a loving and supportive environment. They discussed their values, hopes, and aspirations for their future children, eager to create a nurturing and happy home. Their love for each other grew stronger with each passing day. They faced challenges together, supporting and encouraging one another. Sefu and Zuri knew that their journey had not been easy, but they were grateful for the experiences that had shaped their relationship and brought them closer. Sefu often thought about his father, Kwame, and wished he could see the life he had built with Zuri. He hoped that Kwame would be proud of the man he had become. Sefu also reflected on his mother's strength and resilience, grateful for the lessons she had taught him and the sacrifices she had made. As they looked towards the future, Sefu and Zuri felt a sense of excitement and anticipation. They knew that there would be challenges ahead, but they were confident in their love and partnership. Together, they would face whatever came their way, building a life filled with love, joy, and fulfillment. As Sefu and Zuri's relationship deepened, Sefu knew that he wanted to spend the rest of his life with her. He began to plan a special proposal, wanting to create a memorable and meaningful moment for both of them. Sefu thought long and hard about the perfect way to ask Zuri to marry him, taking into consideration her interests and preferences. Sefu decided to propose during a weekend getaway to a beautiful coastal town that Zuri had always wanted to visit. He booked a charming cottage by the sea and planned a romantic itinerary, including sunset walks on the beach, a private dinner, and a visit to a nearby lighthouse. On the day of the proposal, Sefu and Zuri spent the afternoon exploring the town and enjoying the local attractions. As the sun began to set, Sefu suggested a walk along the beach. The sky was painted with hues of orange, pink, and purple, creating a breathtaking backdrop for the moment Sefu had planned. They walked hand in hand, the sound of the waves crashing against the shore providing a soothing soundtrack. Sefu led Zuri to a secluded spot on the beach, where he had arranged for a small table with flowers, candles, and a bottle of champagne. Zuri's eyes widened with surprise and delight when she saw the setup. "What's all this, Sefu?" she asked, her heart pounding with excitement. Sefu smiled, taking her hands in his. "Zuri, from the moment I met you, I knew you were special. You have brought so much joy, love, and strength into my life. I can't imagine my future without you by my side. Will you marry me?" With that, Sefu got down on one knee and pulled out a beautiful ring. Zuri gasped, tears welling up in her eyes. She nodded, barely able to speak through her emotions. "Yes, Sefu. Yes, I will marry you." Sefu slipped the ring onto her finger, and they embraced, their hearts filled with happiness and love. They celebrated with champagne and a heartfelt conversation about their future together. Sefu and Zuri were both overjoyed, knowing that they were about to embark on a new chapter of their lives. They returned to the cottage, where Sefu had arranged for a private dinner on the terrace overlooking the ocean. They enjoyed a delicious meal, toasting to their engagement and the life they were about to build together. The evening was filled with laughter, love, and a sense of excitement for the journey ahead. News of their engagement spread quickly, and they were inundated with messages of congratulations and well wishes from friends and family. Amma was especially overjoyed, her heart swelling with pride and happiness. She immediately began making plans to help with the wedding preparations, eager to be involved in this joyous occasion. Sefu and Zuri began to plan their wedding, deciding to hold the ceremony in Kaluma. They wanted to honor their roots and celebrate their union in the village that had played such a significant role in their lives. They envisioned a beautiful, intimate ceremony surrounded by their loved ones. The months leading up to the wedding were filled with excitement and anticipation. Sefu and Zuri worked closely with Oma and other family members to plan every detail of the event. They chose a lovely outdoor venue in Kaluma, decorated with flowers and lights, creating a magical atmosphere. As the wedding day approached, Sefu and Zuri reflected on their journey together. They felt a deep sense of gratitude for the love and support they had received from their families and friends. They knew that their love had been tested and strengthened by the challenges they had faced, and they were ready to embrace the future as husband and wife. The wedding day dawned bright and clear, the village of Kaluma buzzing with excitement and anticipation. The preparations had been meticulous, and the entire village had come together to ensure that the day would be perfect. The venue was beautifully decorated with flowers and lights, creating a magical atmosphere that mirrored the love and joy in Sefu and Zuri's hearts. Amma was bustling around, ensuring that every detail was perfect. She wore a traditional gown, her heart swelling with pride and happiness as she watched the final touches being made. The village women had come together to help, and their laughter and chatter filled the air. Sefu stood nervously at the altar, dressed in a traditional attire that honored his heritage. He glanced around, taking in the sight of friends and family gathered to celebrate this special day. His heart raced with a mixture of excitement and nervousness, but he knew that he was ready to begin this new chapter with Zuri. Zuri, radiant and beautiful, prepared in a nearby house. She wore a stunning gown that blended traditional and modern elements, symbolizing the merging of their past and future. Her friends and family surrounded her, offering words of encouragement and love. Zuri's heart was filled with joy and anticipation as she prepared to walk down the aisle. The ceremony began with traditional music and dance, celebrating the rich culture and heritage of Kaluma. The villagers had come out in full force, eager to be part of this joyous occasion. As the music played, Zuri appeared at the entrance, and all eyes turned to her. She walked gracefully towards Sefu, her eyes locked on his, a radiant smile lighting up her face. Amma watched with tears in her eyes as her son and his bride approached the altar. She thought of Kwame and wished he could be there to witness this moment. Oma knew that Kwame would be proud of the man Sefu had become and the love he had found. The ceremony was a beautiful blend of traditions and modern elements, reflecting the journey that Sefu and Zuri had taken together. They exchanged vows, promising to love and support each other through all the challenges and joys that life would bring. Their words were heartfelt and sincere, a testament to the deep bond they shared. As they exchanged rings, the crowd erupted in applause and cheers. Sefu and Zuri's faces were lit up with happiness, their hearts filled with love. They sealed their vows with a kiss, and the celebrations began. The reception was a lively affair, filled with music, dancing, and laughter. The villagers and guests mingled, sharing stories and enjoying the festivities. Sefu and Zuri were surrounded by love and support, their happiness evident to all who saw them. Oma watched her son and his new bride with a heart full of joy and pride. She felt a sense of fulfillment, knowing that Sefu had found happiness and love. The challenges they had faced together had strengthened their bond, and Oma knew that Sefu and Zuri were ready to face the future together. As the night drew to a close, Sefu and Zuri thanked their guests and bid them farewell. They felt a deep sense of gratitude for the love and support they had received. The village of Kaluma had played a significant role in their journey, and they knew that it would always hold a special place in their hearts. Sefu and Zuri looked forward to their future together, confident in their love and partnership. They knew that there would be challenges ahead, but they were ready to face them together. Their wedding had been a beautiful celebration of their love, and they were excited to begin this new chapter as husband and wife. With their hearts full of love and happiness, Sefu and Zuri embarked on their new life together. They were ready to face whatever challenges and adventures the future held, knowing that they had each other's love and support. Their journey had been filled with trials and triumphs, but they were grateful for every moment that had led them to this point. As they looked towards the future, Sefu and Zuri knew that they were ready to build a life filled with love, joy, and fulfillment. Years passed, and Sefu and Zuri's love continued to grow. They built a beautiful life together, filled with love, laughter, and mutual support. Their journey had been marked by challenges and triumphs, but through it all, their bond had remained strong. Sefu's career flourished, and he achieved great success in his professional life. Zuri also realized her dream of starting her own business, which quickly became successful. Together, they created a loving and nurturing home, where they raised their children with the same values and principles that had guided their own lives. Oma's relationship with Sefu and Zuri also strengthened over the years. She visited them often, and they made sure to include her in their family celebrations and milestones. Oma found joy in watching her grandchildren grow and thrive, knowing that her sacrifices had been worthwhile. Oma's business in Kaluma continued to prosper, and she became a respected and beloved figure in the village. She used her success to give back to the community, supporting local projects and helping those in need. Oma's legacy was one of resilience, generosity, and love. Sefu and Zuri's love story became an inspiration to those around them. Their journey was a testament to the power of love, perseverance, and the importance of staying true to one's values. They taught their children the importance of hard work, respect, and the value of family. As they grew older, Sefu and Zuri often reflected on their journey. They were grateful for the love and support they had received from their families and friends. They knew that their journey had not been easy, but they were proud of the life they had built together. Their love had stood the test of time, and they were ready to face whatever the future held. Sefu and Zuri knew that they had created a legacy of love and resilience that would be passed down to future generations. In the end, Sefu and Zuri's story was one of love, strength, and the enduring power of family. Their journey had been filled with challenges and triumphs, but through it all, their love had remained steadfast. They had built a beautiful life together, filled with joy, love, and fulfillment. As they looked towards the future, Sefu and Zuri knew that they were ready to face whatever came their way, knowing that they had each other's love and support. Thank you for watching. In this story, I hope you learned something from this story. Please share with us what you learned from this story in the comment section, and also share with us where you're watching the story from. Don't forget to share this beautiful story with your loved ones. Like and subscribe if you've not done so, until I bring another story your way. Bye.